All right, everybody, now it's time for Brad versus TikTok, my segment where I take on the craziest and cringiest ideas from the Clock app. Buckle up and get ready to lose some brain cells with me, and don't forget to like and subscribe while you're at it. Now, without further ado, this TikToker just openly admitted to doing crimes?
I went to Target to get some alcohol because it's Friday, but I don't have the money to pay for the alcohol. So guess what I did? I was just gonna take it. I mean, it's free, right?
No, babe. It's not free. That's not what the word means. No.
They put the prices on there, but I think that's just for like if you want to pay. It's not mandatory. I mean, if I did see something that I wanted to buy, like I could have, but I didn't want to. I just wanted the alcohol because I had other plans for the day. Tell me why these motherfuckers, I guess they were just on like patrol today because it's a Friday. It's starting to get hot outside. They know how the motherfuckers is around the area. But I wasn't the only person stealing in there. And I could tell you I wasn't the only person stealing in there because when I walked up in that bitch, I saw two stuffing chips down their pants trying to be inconspicuous. Bitch, a thief knows a thief. I see you.
I mean, points for self-awareness, I guess.
But I didn't do nothing about it. I'm like, oh, okay, my people up in here today.
So, spoiler alert, in the longer version of the video, she explains that she did get busted by store security and that they basically just let her go back to shopping if she promised to not do it again. I have so much to say about this. I hardly even know where to start, to be honest, but it's so gross to me and so disgusting. It's also just stupid. Right? Like if the first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club, the first rule of doing crime should probably be, just a thought, just a suggestion, should probably be not to brag about your crimes you're doing on TikTok, on a public social media app that anybody, including the police, will then be able to see and review. And I'm sorry, but they really should. All right, somebody needs to send this to the local police and they need to go arrest her and put her in jail. This behavior and this culture of stealing being funny and cute and LOL online that you see throughout TikTok, it's just out of control and it's socially destructive. It's harmful to communities. It's not just greedy corporations losing money. No, babe, when they lose more money to people stealing, prices go up, or sometimes stores even close down, screwing over a community and costing them jobs. But even if that doesn't happen, the prices go up. That's factored into the prices. So you're not just stealing from Target, you're stealing from your neighbors who can't afford the things they need so that you can get boozed up on the weekend. That's disgraceful, babe. I did have some hope for America, though, because the comments were mostly roasting her and telling her to get a job. She did post a follow-up video in response to some of these comments.
I've seen this comment 5 times at the very least about getting a job, and I actually do have a job. I'm looking for a second job because I can't afford my rent, plus court fees, plus probation fees, plus all the other expenses that I need, and then back and forth to work.
Well, you're going to have more court fees and more probation fees if you do crimes again. Also, did she really just acknowledge that she is on probation, yet stealing and then openly admitting it on public videos she's posting? The delusion is off the f***ing charts.
Yes, okay, it's expensive living in the DMV. $15 an hour is not cutting it. That's why I'm drinking. Also, look at my shirt. That's all you need to know. I'm a youth facilitator. I work with kids, 3rd through 5th grade.
Girl, you should not be allowed to work with kids. You're a criminal who apparently desperately relies on alcohol, so much so that you need to steal it. I'm sorry that you can't afford life right now. I know things are hard for a lot of people, but lots of Americans out there are going without stealing as a way to make up for it. And it's not like you're having to steal to feed yourself, right? This is booze. You could just not get drunk for a weekend, babe. You will survive. The idea that somebody like this is in an influential role and responsible for young people, ugh, yikes. I don't like that.
What else? Are you gonna fund my lifestyle? Like, come on now. The fuck? Sitting there taking one video and acting like y'all know me or something. You don't know shit.
Well, we know that you're a thief and you brag about it on the internet. So it's fair to draw some conclusions about you from that, babe.
Help me get a second job then. Like, what the fuck? Plus, I'm doing all of this off no support, no family. I'm the oldest of 8 kids. I have a lot of pressure on my back. I just got out of foster care 3 years ago. Okay, well, was it 3 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago? Yeah, 3 4 years ago. The pandemic set me back. I was homeless through the pandemic. I'm doing pretty good for myself, if I do say so myself, especially if you would consider what kind of family I came from and how bad off they are right now. I'm doing pretty well. But I have no boyfriend. I have no kids at the age of 22. I have no friends because they're all fake. And I'm just one of those people that get backstabbed a lot. So I'm better off alone. And I'm doing everything by myself. No support. It's just me. No wonder I need a drink.
You're gonna have to miss me with all this pity party shit, babe. I'm not buying it. I'm 23 and I'm doing it with no support. So you're an adult. You've been an adult for 5 years and you're crying that you're expected to pay your own bills and take care of yourself without mommy or daddy? That's normal. Most people are in that situation. I'm sorry if you've had a really rough childhood. I'm sorry if the pandemic set you back. That's all valid. That's all real. A lot of people have had really tough experiences, and my heart does go out to you. Lots of people have had those kinds of experiences and not turned to crime and to sabotaging their communities. Also, I just have to say, anytime you hear somebody talk like this, oh, I have no friends because they all backstab me. I'm just the kind of person that everybody just decides to go against me. I don't know why. If it's one time, if it's 2 times, okay, maybe the problem is them. If every single one of your relationships goes wrong, the common denominator is you, babe. I think we need to crowdfund and buy girly here a mirror so she can look in it and self-reflect. But you know what? Actually, maybe we don't even need to buy it. She can just steal it from Target. What do you guys think of this interesting woman's videos? Also, do you think she should be responsible for kids? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button. This talker is making a very bizarre criticism of baby boomers.
How are politics not a deal breaker for my parents' generation? My mom and dad have very opposite political beliefs. Like, they vote opposite party or opposing parties every 4 years, and yet they've also been together for 30 years and are happily in love and happily married. And I just don't understand how it's not a deal breaker for their generation like it seems to be for ours. It doesn't make sense to me. I know a part of it is privilege and they're able to look past it because they don't have to think about it every day. But even if I was, and in large cases I am in their position where there is a privilege where I could look past it if I wanted to, but I just don't want to. I can't. Like, if I was with a partner who just started spewing ignorant shit, how would you ever just be like, ugh, roll your eyes and then move on, be like, oh, what? That's just one part of it. Like, I don't know. I can't do that. If you're in a relationship where you're able to do that, I'm genuinely curious how, or if your parents are and are genuine. It feels like the Gen X and Boomer generation are able to look past that stuff in a way that just millennial, Gen Z, incoming Gen Alpha relationships aren't or won't be able to, and I don't get how.
So let me get this straight. Your criticism of baby boomers is now that they are too open-minded? Look, I have plenty of criticisms as a Gen Zer for past generations and the things they've done. They've created the system we have today that I don't agree with. But this isn't a good one. And the comments on this video were simply deranged. Back in their day, it was just economic policies and not whether some people deserved to live. Bro, what? Touch grass, my dude. Touch grass. The bizarre thing about this in particular is that whether people deserve to live, I'm sure is a reference to all the different social justice causes. But today's Republicans are further to the left. They're more progressive and socially accepting on things like gay rights than even the mainstream Democrats were in the 1970s or 80s, the period that they're talking about when their parents grew up. Yet now it's more about people having rights and human rights, and then it was just about economic policies. I feel like it used to be more money focused, and now politics is life and death. Again, they're just so out of touch. I almost feel bad for them. For most Americans, federal politics is not a matter of life and death. When Trump was president, most Americans' daily life was fundamentally unchanged. When Biden has been president, A lot of things haven't been great in my opinion, but the same is mostly true. And no matter who's president next, we'll be okay. Okay, calm down. Back then, different parties just meant different ideologies. Nowadays, different parties means they don't even get basic human rights anymore. The ignorance behind their perspective of what politics were like in the mid 20th century is jaw-dropping, as is the deranged perspective from which they view the stakes of today's politics. When I see this stuff on TikTok, it kills my hope. Honestly, it makes me really worried about this next generation. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button.